Hey everyone, my name's Nick Snow and I'm an interior designer and stylist, and today I am going to show you how to style up a really bland console table, something that you probably all have in your houses and you just don't know where to start. So I'm going to give you some hints and some tips on how to make the most gorgeous setting on this long marble based console table. So firstly, we want to start with some height. So height is really important on something of medium level in a room because it draws the eye up to the ceiling. And when you walk into a room, you want to be able to have your eye drawn in a 360-degree angle around your room. So adding height to things is really, really key. So I'm going to start off by adding a really gorgeous tool vase at the back. Now, I like to think of a console table, a sideboard or a credenza like a seesaw, and you're thinking about the balance. So having lots of items one end and maybe one larger item the other end, a very gorgeous asymmetrical look that's really going to work within, a normal home. So start with your tool item, your tool vase, and then you want to bring in, so we're thinking about the rule of three here, thinking of grouping. So I usually like to pick vases that have got the same finish on them or would be part of the same family, if they were maybe sat at lunch having a drink together. And then what we want to do is bring our third item to create our grouping. So like I said, groupings are really, really important. So I'm just going to bring those in together a bit more. So we've got our group, and this is going to start us off. It's a stepping stone. It steps all the way up to the top. We literally can climb the vases to the top. Now, so this is our grouping. Now just one area first and then we move on. So we're going to carry on with this part. And I want to bring in some foliage, gorgeous, that I've just picked from the garden. It can just be really effective, just some greenery. Now I always, if I've got a grouping of three, I will put the foliage in the middle height because this holds itself. It's got the height at the back, so that's your kind of back layer, the mid ground and then the foreground. So I would place these in the mid ground so that, again, we just get that really gorgeous setting and layout together. So that's our three areas there, done. Now what we want to do is bring in across to the other side of the console table. So we're going to add in some books there. Now books are great because they act as a platform. So it almost just gives items height, like a podium. It just makes it feel important and really raises the height. Again, height is really, really important when we're thinking about styling console tables or sideboards. So we're starting to think about the balance, still thinking about the seesaw effect. So books there, vases here. Now where do we go now? Let's just think about this. So what we want to do is add a layer behind. So using some artwork and thinking about leaning that up. It doesn't always need to be on the wall. So we can take this artwork and we can lean it behind just to almost create a frame. And look how gorgeous that's looking with that set of three next to each other. It picks up the white in the background, the foliage, the greenery. Now it doesn't matter if the greenery is covering your artwork because it's just about that layering. It's like when you bake a cake, you've got lots of different layers and that's what makes the best cakes. So we've got our three, we've got our artwork going on, standing back and just keep looking at it and thinking, right, where do I need that balance? So now I'm thinking, okay, I need something that side. So I'm going to go over to this side of the console table, have a little look at it from this angle. And I think it needs a lamp. So just bringing in a gorgeous lamp on this side, just on top of the books. Again, creating that podium. This is quite a short lamp. So if we had a nice tall lamp, quite bulky and round, then we wouldn't need to put on some books. But I feel like it needs that balance. The height needs to kind of stay remotely the same for it to be really, really effective. So now this is looking really gorgeous, but we just need a few other little bits to make it a bit more personable. So I think we're going to add in a really gorgeous little picture of Poppy the puppy. Look at her right there. We're just balancing off that side and then thinking, okay, we've got some other foliage. Let's pop it in this bit here just to, again, bring that. I think foliage really brings the styling setting to life. So where you can add it, I really do recommend. So I'm thinking this is looking really gorgeous. We've got a nice balance here. If this was on a seesaw, it would really balance itself out. We just got the bottom bit of this, and I just think baskets are really gorgeous. So I've got a really nice wire basket with some linen inside. Something like that, just to put magazines in, or books in, or even blankets or throws. It just gives a sense of lifestyle. So I'm gonna pop that this side, because we've got greenery here, I'm going to bring another bit of greenery in the bottom, and that is in the shape of a gorgeous Boston fern. So I quite like the fact that it kind of overhangs. Now, remember thinking about diagonals. So we've got greenery this side, we'll go greenery that side. And there we have it. What I think a really gorgeous styled console table.